Hello and welcome to Boring Dad Gaming, where today we're going to be starting up a playthrough of Foolish Mortals, a new point-and-click adventure game that released about a week ago as this comes out. Getting some good reviews on Steam, players seem to enjoy it a lot. There's been, tell you what, 2025, there's been a lot of good point-and-click adventures. I think I've played at least 3, probably 4 really good new point-and-clicks this year already on the channel. And apparently this is right up there, so I'm going to start it. I just did a bit of a volume check on the intro, but let's start a new game.
They said there was a treasure on the island. Its location, known only to the dead. I could see it in my dreams. How was I supposed to know that in order to find it, I'd have to die too?
As you probably guessed, there's a strong sort of supernatural, slightly spooky theme, I think, to the game, but it's really, I get the impression it veers much more into sort of tongue-in-cheek humour type thing. Quite Monkey Island, I think people have sort of compared it to in that respect. So yeah, I don't know if there's any more intro here. Obviously the credits look pretty cool, but I'm going to skip through these, I think.
Well, I think you're a fool. Everyone on Devil's Rock knows what happened to that house. Over 30 years it stood empty now. Locals won't go near it. I say all it contains now is dust, cobwebs, and bad luck.
I don't have time for ghost stories.
Then what do you want with it?
33 years ago, the Bellemore Trading Company was wound up and absorbed by the state. The owner's dead, the heir nowhere to be found. Money was missing from the company accounts, and it's still unaccounted for. I'm here to find it.
So you're a treasure hunter?
Not quite. I'm an auditor.
An auditor? Records, taxes, all that stuff?
Think of me as the adventurer of the accounts book. But on this case, I'm out of office and on location. At 8 a.m. tomorrow morning, the state's claim on that money lapses for good along with my commission. So I've got one night to find it. I'm overdue for a meeting with the parish comptroller to reopen the case.
The comptroller you're meeting wouldn't happen to be Theodore Grimes, would it?
Yes, I believe it is.
Would be hard to convince him, I'd say.
Why's that? I'm a good talker.
He died about 4 days ago. I'd wager he's waiting to be buried in St. Juniper Cemetery, stiff as a board.
Okay, that might be tricky. Talking to the dead isn't quite within my skill set.
Remember what I said about that house and bad luck?
My bad luck started long before that house. It's a 3-day journey to get here, and it took me 7. And ever since my suitcase got dropped overboard on the steamer, all I have to my name is a pocket watch, a magazine, and $1.
Less than $1, actually. You owe me for the taxi ride.
Okay, so I guess we gotta hand him the $1, right?
And here's your change.
Didn't you say you'd take me into town?
You can walk from here. No one with any sense will go further onto this island at night. And remember, the tide's coming in. Within the hour, you'll be cut off from the mainland until tomorrow.
That suits me. I took the pocket watch out of my vest and clicked open the cover. I've got 13 hours to find $13 million.
Unlucky for some. If you're really dead set on it, here's a tip. Go find the Spirit Queen.
The Spirit Queen? Who is that?
I think you'll find you mean, what's that? Good luck, Murphy McCallan.
Prologue, The Spirit Queen. Quite adventurous theme music there.
Walking into the port town of Deadnettle, I could sense its history in every stone, brick, and plank. Echoes of merchant ships loading and unloading all manner of cargo from expeditions throughout the Caribbean. Gold and treasure that may still lie hidden on the island.
Okay, so Let's look at the control. Have I got a thing? Have I got a key that kind of highlights interactable stuff? I'm just kind of pressing all the usual stuff. Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Yep, just sort of pressing.
It was the door to a jewelry store named Doubloon's Jewelry.
Yeah, so right click seems to be look at, and I bet left click is interact.
The door was locked with a sign in the window saying, "Closed for private appointment. Reopening shortly." I could see two gentlemen inside the store. A spindly man with a wiry mustache had his face pressed against a display cabinet, while a diminutive older gentleman tried desperately to pull him away. I'd seen similar behavior in Laurel and Hardy pictures.
Okay. Look at the island. Oh no, that's going to be... Okay, that's travelling back to the island, isn't it? Okay, well, what we got over here? We got passageway to travel through. We got a puppet theatre. What do you go do that? You can double click to run. Just speeds them up slightly. Okay. Right. What does the
Paper
sign
sign
say?
hung on the front of the theater. One side displayed the flair and fanciness of a person skilled with a fountain pen. The other side revealed it had been written on the back of a cut-up cereal box. The sign read, "The Fantastic Fantocchio Brothers will be performing tonight. All ages welcome. Tips welcome even more."
Did you have cereal boxes at this point? I mean, looking at the taxi cab, it'd be what, around somewhere in the 30s, 40s sort of time? I didn't think you had cereal boxes back then, but
The
hey.
ladder was covered in rust from the salty sea air, barely hanging on to the crumbling masonry.
I use it.
I had heard of the medical benefits of open-air night swimming. To my mind, the only medical benefit was diagnosing insanity in the people willing to do it.
Yeah, we got a gate.
Decorative iron gate was closed with a secure lock.
Captain's Club. Yeah. Fiddle with the lock.
I shook the gate, but it wasn't going to open. Down the passageway, I could make out a portion of an illuminated courtyard and the echoing trickle of a fountain.
So what's this thing I've got? I've got a magazine. What is that? Murphy Macabre magazine. The Vanished Wedding. For richer, for poorer. I'm not going to read all this, but this is kind of the backstory, I think, to this manor that we're going to. Reading the Steam blurb, it seems like what happened, there was a wedding there. It might give us a year here. 1899, Halloween night. And something happened, and the entire wedding party and everyone there disappeared in mysterious circumstances. And no one really knows what happened. Oh, everything you need to make your own kazoo. Very nice. I think these characters, well, tell you what, we'll refer back if we run into these characters in some way, shape, or form.
A faded poster had been pasted on the wall of the alcove. It had clearly been there for years. The poster advertised billiards at the Captain's Club, with 3 billiard balls and 2 cues framing a cube of billiard chalk.
Yeah, we've got passenger. I would imagine that these two link, right, to give you a sort of quick way to get across if you want to. That's what I'm going to assume.
Slap me with a paddle. It's a whopper.
Okay. Ah.
Well, blast my barnacles. That's the third one tonight. These fish sure must have been spooked by something.
Well, we will go and talk to him once we've made our way across. This is the local newspaper. Let's have a look at the notice board.
Of all of the papers pinned to the board, one article stood out to me. It showed the beaming face of a rotund fisherman on the docks, with a headline declaring he'd just broken the island's heaviest catch record.
Could be him. He doesn't look particularly rotund to me. Maybe it's a competitor or something.
It was the door to a newspaper office. A note on the door said, "Out on a scoop. Back later."
Ah, okay. What we got here? That's back to the island, so... Ah, yeah, I
Are
can
the
double
fish
click
biting?
on those travel
Not so
things
well
to go
educated,
straight
tell the
there.
truth. That was the first nibble in hours. I'm near Kip's, by the way. I haven't seen you around here before.
I'm here because I have a very important job on this island. A calling that only I can fulfill. Dark secrets that I need to uncover.
Oh, you're a tourist. Now, why on earth would you choose Devil's Rock as the place to vacation?
I must have done something to upset my travel agent. The name's Murphy McCallan.
Nice to meet you, Mac. Not peckish, are you? You can help yourself to what I got here in my bucket if you like.
Oh, thanks. My expectations of a local seafood delicacy quickly unraveled when I plunged my hands into what felt like lumpy jelly. Ugh.
Gonna be bait?
It was a handful of fish guts.
Ha! That's the best bait you get around here. They smell pretty bad, but the critters on this island love them. Who would have known they're good at suckering in tourists, too?
Thanks, nerd.
Have you heard of the Spirit Queen?
Heard of her? Sure. But I wouldn't be heading out into the bayou at this time of night.
If she's out there, that's where I need to go.
Murphy, the bayou's dangerous. It's not the kind of place you want to go alone.
I'll be careful.
Well, if you're set on it, just take the western route out of town. Left at Pimlico Rock, then right on into the bayou. Without dark gets in there, you'll see the lights guiding you the last stretch of the way. Just make sure the gators don't get too attached to you.
Okay.
What's life like in Dead Nettle?
Well, it's not the hustle and bustle it used to be, but it suits me just fine. The ships just don't come through Dead Nettle anymore. Not since the disappearance.
You must have been talking about the Bellemore wedding. The locals actually believed the story. Have you ever considered moving to the mainland?
Nah, I wouldn't like it over there. Crazies, oddballs, crackpots. The mainland doesn't have any of them.
Okay, that was quite a funny punchline.
What's that you're reading?
This is Herman Melville's Moby Dick.
Are you enjoying it?
I'm struggling my way through it, to be honest. I thought it was a how-to book. I much prefer the last book I read. It was much more action-packed.
What book was that?
The Encyclopedia of Fishing Lures, 3rd edition.
All right,
I'm
bye for
going
now,
to get
Ned.
back to exploring the island.
I wouldn't go looking for it if I were you, you know.
Excuse me?
The folks this island gets now either seem to be looking for something or running away from something. You look like you're doing both. You got your eye on that Bellemore treasure, and I wouldn't be doing right by you if I didn't warn you to stay away from it. I know this island has a reputation for the macabre, and it's all fun and games in the beginning, but dig too deep, and you end up in a place you don't want to be.
What makes you think Ned looked at me in a way that told me my playing innocent wasn't going to work. Okay, that's right, but I'm not a grave robber. I'm an auditor, contracted by the state.
It don't matter what your reasons are, Mac. You need to be careful with that house. Us locals, we don't go anywhere near it.
I appreciate the concern, but who can really say they've seen a ghost?
I have, Murphy, and I'm not the only one. Ever since the disappearance, anyone brave or foolish enough to go up to that house has seen the same thing. You might say it was moonlight shimmering off dusty glass, the shadow of a tree branch, or a curtain blown by an unseen breeze. But deep down, we all know what we saw.
What did you see?
The Phantom. It's not something anyone will forget. Every poor soul who's seen the Phantom has been plagued by the most awful experience. Night after night of endless nightmares. Months of restless sleep. Just visions of faces. Evil faces. Laughing. It's like it can infect your dreams.
And who do you think the Phantom is? Or was?
Nobody knows. But it must have been someone at that awful wedding. Someone who doesn't want to leave the house. Or doesn't want to let anyone in.
I appreciate your concern, but I have a job to do. I don't think my boss would be too happy if I report back that ghosts and ghouls are what's standing in my way.
You're not the first to come looking for the treasure, you know.
But if I find it, I could be the last.
Whether you find it or not, I hope that's true. For everyone's sake.
Ned's talk
okay.
of nightmares was the last thing I needed to be worried about. Even if it was a job, ever since I read about the Bellemore treasure, all I could do was dream about finding it.
So he said to take the western path out of town. I wonder if it actually makes a difference. I mean, it doesn't matter too much because I can just double-click to fast travel there. So there we go. So that was Causeway Beach. I think that's probably where we got dropped off. Whereas we wanna head here, don't we?
After what felt like miles, the eerie darkness of the bayou gave way to the soft orange glow of a gas lamp. And beyond it, the last thing I expected to find in the heart of the swamp.
Steamboat.
Hand-painted lettering on the side of a paddle wheel revealed the Spirit Queen wasn't a person, It was a riverboat. Its hull sagged, the wood swollen and split from years in the swamp. Peeling paint curled like dead skin, and what remained of its once grand decks now tilted and crooked. It looked like a wedding cake that had been left to rot.
Spooky. Okay, there we go. Alright, what have we got? Well, we got a water tower.
It was an aging water tower used to replenish the steam engine aboard the riverboat.
Got... let's have a look in the window.
The damp air of the bayou had swelled the window in its frame. It would need more force than my bare hands could supply to open it.
I just wanted
The
to look
glass of
through.
the window was so thick with dust and grime I couldn't see through it.
Try the door.
I jiggled the handle, but the door was locked.
Fair enough. And what's
A
going on with
shrunken
this?
head dangled from the lamppost, a macabre shop sign for the riverboat beyond.
I take it. Yeah, I
As I
can.
took the shrunken head from the sign, it almost seemed to grin at me. Creepy.
That's only the second grossest thing he's got in his pockets at the moment.
It was a shrunken head with wispy white hair and tightly shut eyes.
Okay. A little bag hanging
A
here.
swiveling wooden crane used to load up cargo in days gone by stood halfway along the jetty.
Okay, so, I mean, let's play it out. Let's see what happens if I got to the croc. Obviously, it's going to try and bite me. I won't be able to get past, but let's just see what happens.
The alligator snapped at me like a sprung trap, giving me more than enough reason to stay well away from those teeth. If I wanted to get across the jetty, I needed to make sure the alligator wasn't on it.
So what I'm thinking here is bait crane.
Nope.
Oh. Bait
Hand
crane.
feeding the alligator didn't seem like a good idea. What if it bit off more than I was offering? The shrunken head was already disturbing enough without shoving rotting seafood inside it.
I was thinking of
Nope.
putting something on here to, like, then swing it round to distract it. Really? That seems like a very
That
obvious
didn't
thing.
work.
Okay, fine.
A swiveling wooden crane used...
I don't have a lot of options, honestly. I was expecting to put the fish guts in there, swing it around, maybe make the croc jump off the jetty.
A
Let's look at it.
fierce-looking alligator blocked my way along the jetty. A broken chain hung from its neck like a leash, but this creature definitely wasn't under control. Its milky eyes stared past me, but I could tell from the way it shifted, the way its nostrils flared, that it knew exactly where I was.
Can I just chuck it in the bayou?
Fish guts could definitely draw the alligator's attention, but not if they sank into the bayou.
He doesn't want to stuff it in the head. I haven't got anything that will make it float.
It was the kind of water that made you question every ripple. Was it the breeze or something hungry? I may have been new to the bayou, but even I knew that plunging my hand into alligator-infested waters wasn't a good idea. I needed to think of something. The fish guts could Nope.
Why not, though? It seems like it would be a good idea.
I couldn't do that. Nope. The damp air of the bayou had it would need more force than my bare... I couldn't...
Already devolved into trying everything on on everything else.
I needed to... I couldn't do... That wasn't going... I need...
Just do it.
Hand feeding the...
What did he say for the door again? I was so sure that was going to work.
I jiggled the handle, but the door was locked. The wooden shack had a single door. From the moss growing on it, it looked like it hadn't been used for years.
I actually think I'm going to go back to the beach and see if there was anything there that could help.
As I returned to the beach, I could see the causeway was now fully flooded over by the rising tide. I was trapped here until dawn. With the high tide, only the guideposts peeking above the waves gave any hint of the road below that had brought me to the island.
Little Goyle with a balloon. Okay.
Hello? Little girl? You lost your mommy and daddy? It's late, there could be a lot of strange people around.
Yeah, I think I'm talking to one.
Maybe I should introduce myself. My name's Murphy McCallan. What's yours?
Mallory Wisp, angel on the outside, malevolent force of disparagement, derision, and disorder on the inside. At least, that's what Mrs. Huxley wrote in my school report. Hey, do you know what an enfant terrible is?
Do your parents know you're here?
Of course they do. This is my happy place. I come here when I need to cheer up.
What's got you down?
It's my birthday, and I didn't get the present I wanted.
Well, happy birthday. Is being out here helping?
A little. It's a nice place to plot my revenge.
This doesn't sound like an appropriate way for a little girl to spend her time.
Little girl? Little girl? What am I supposed to like? Posies and princesses? Tiaras and tea parties? Those are not my thing.
What present did you want for your birthday?
A doll?
A doll?
What's wrong with wanting a doll?
Nothing. I just didn't expect it. It doesn't quite fit with your whole aura.
I'm still a little girl. I don't have to defy all your stereotypes. Instead, I get this stupid tin boat. I know Sebastian's got something to do with it, too. He was all over the tin boat when I showed him my toy catalog from Mulligan's.
Is he one of your friends?
Not in a million years. You can see right through him.
Bet he's a ghost.
How are you planning on getting revenge?
I'm not sure. Currently, I'm at the plotting and ruminating stage of my plan.
What are you plotting and ruminating about?
How things would be different if I was in charge of the world. We had a school project last week. What we want to be when we grow up. Mildred wanted to be a baker. Bobby wanted to be a firefighter.
What did you want to be?
Queen of the universe.
I guess no one can accuse you of lacking ambition. Do you think you could fix the world's problems and make the world a better place if you were in charge?
Oh, absolutely not. It would be far worse. My patience is worn so thin with all the idiots around me. I don't know if it would be wise for me to wield that much power. You to the dungeons! You to the torture room! It would be very cathartic for me, though.
Have you heard of the Spirit Queen?
Look, if Maury put you up to this, you can tell him that I have no intention of going anywhere near his big, boring boat again. And anyway, those skulls look better with a little lipstick on them. I even made some cowrie necklaces for them, but nope. If we have a skeletal uprising, they're just going to have to maraud without being dolled up. And they'll have to take it up with Maury.
Who's Moray?
Nope, not falling for it.
Ah, that's amore.
If you're not happy with your tin boat, could I have it?
I'll tell you what. I'll trade you my boat for your soul. I'm just kidding. Your soul can't be worth diddly squat, but I would like a doll.
Do you like living on Devil's Rock?
This island is cut off from society, an isolated microcosm of the dark and macabre. If I'm honest, it fits me quite nicely. Lots of places to explore, too, when I'm not banned from them.
Where are you banned from?
Where am I not? The Captain's Club wouldn't let me in after I declared a mutiny. The lady at the newspaper office kicked me out when I tried selling stories about a zombie uprising. The witch doctor in the bayou threatened to hex me if I didn't stop sneaking on board and borrowing his toys. And the gravedigger banned me from the cemetery when I played a teensy little practical joke.
What did you do?
I convinced him the stiff he'd buried was still alive. People are so antisocial around here.
You snuck on board the Spirit Queen? You got past the alligator?
Oh yeah, Mephistopheles is a big softie. I think he likes the smell of rotting fish in my hair. My dad works the trawlers. Our entire house stinks like the inside of a humpback whale.
I better get going.
Hint.
I wouldn't walk across the beach again if I were you. This beach is covered in quicksand. I can hop along the surface, but with your weight, you'll be sucked down like a noodle.
Oh no. Really? This beach has quicksand?
Nah, I'm just messing with you. Tourists.
Alright, so we're going to give her this. Hopefully that's enough.
How would you like to trade your tin boat for this?
A doll?
At least the head of one.
Deal! Oh, I'll hug him and kiss him and conquer the world with him.
Hard to starboard, little boat. Prepare to weigh anchor.
Alright, so
I
combine
packed
those.
the fish guts into the tin boat. It was the smelliest little ship to sail the 7 seas.
Okay, well I think we got what we need now, so let's go back to the Spirit Queen. Oh, hello. What would be the scoop that you're here to cover?
Mr. McCallan,
Yes? How do you know my name?
it's a work assignment that brings you to the island. Am I right?
She began staring at me with intense, hypnotic eyes. Disguised within her tailored outfit and tortoiseshell spectacles, she had the crazed look of someone not entirely in touch with reality. That's right.
An auditing job.
Eyes that looked like she was reading my very thoughts. Yes?
And you're late. Days late.
I was beginning to panic. Ned had warned me about the supernatural on this island. Was this person standing in front of me equipped with psychic powers that could read my very thoughts? How do you know all this? Are you the witch doctor?
The witch doctor? No. It was written on this telegram that came in for you. It came through a few days ago now. Your boss isn't too happy by the looks of it. Bill Bolam, the taxi driver, telephoned and said I'd find you out here.
You're reading my telegrams?
I'm a newspaper reporter. It's one of the best ways to get a good story. Now, do you want it or not?
If you wouldn't mind.
McCallan, you're late reporting in. I don't remember authorizing the reopening of a cold case, but you better make sure it pays off, or you'll be swapping desks
1933,
back
there
to
we
the
go.
mailroom. Sid Sinclair Auditing Company.
Do you want to send a reply?
What was there to say? My only contact was going to be pushing up daisies by morning, and my one lead was the magazine I'd been carrying with me since heading out. Before I checked in with my boss, I needed some progress to report badly. You know, for now I'll just leave it.
Suit yourself. Sounds like you're up to some fun on the island, Murphy. Be a sweetie and keep me updated so I have something to write about, won't you?
She didn't even wait for a reply before she started striding back through the bayou. She hadn't taken a single thing from me, and yet somehow, I still felt like I'd just been mugged.
Okay, well, I think what we're going to do, we're going to release the tin boat in the bayou down
Perhaps
here.
this would attract the gator's attention. The hulking mass of scales and muscles lumbered to the edge of the jetty and dangled its toothy jaws over the side, its nostrils flickering at each waft of fish guts.
Okay, maybe now I use the crane to get past. Can I swing around on it, perhaps? I was expecting the crocodile to dive into the water, I must admit, but maybe I can do this.
Ready?
Yeah?
Aim.
Oh. Oh. I thought maybe we'd swing around on it and end up
With a
behind
splash
him.
that would be the envy of any cannonballing kid at a pool party, the irritable reptile disappeared into the murky bayou. I just hoped it didn't hold a grudge.
It's a bit mean, but on the other hand, it is an alligator, so it's probably fairly happy in the water. Got a taxidermied fish. Looks like I can take that.
The taxidermied fish looked like it was barely hanging on to the rotting wooden frame. Deciding it would be better coming with me, I picked it up. And in doing so, tore a long hole in its previously stitched up seam. It was the taxidermied fish I'd taken from the riverboat, with a ripped seam opening up to the stuffing inside.
I'm sure that'll come in handy. Well, I guess we go in.
Spirits and specters from realms yet unknown, guide to me the wanderer who searches alone. Welcome, Murphy McCallan.
How do you know my name? Have you been reading my telegrams too?
I have no need for such trivial paperwork. I have eyes all over this island. Now it's time for me to see you for myself. Come, step into the light. I know a lot about you, Murphy. Unknown parents, a childhood spent in orphanages. I know things about you even you don't know.
How do you know all that?
My name is Dr. Morey. I am a conjurer, a shadow man, a controller of spirits that balance the line between life and death. And those spirits whisper to me. But for now, it's your time to talk, Murphy. Tell me why you've come to my humble abode.
I've been told you could help me.
That depends on what you seek.
I kept telling myself that the doctor's theatrics didn't convince me. That there must have been a logical reason why he knew what he did. But with how skittish the locals were, humoring him seemed like my only chance of learning more. I'm looking for the $13 million that went missing from the Bellemore accounts. I'm an auditor in the company I work for.
Murphy, do you take me for a fool? I know what your mind sees when your eyes are closed. Tell me, Murphy, what do you dream of?
He wants the treasure.
I dream about finding the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor.
I see that spirit within you, hungering for more than an auditor's life. And I know you've dreamed about that treasure every night since you first read the story. Tell me I'm not right.
It's like the treasure is calling out for me to find it.
Many have sought the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor. All have failed. Some, it is said, have perished in the process. Do you know what happened at Bellemore Manor all those years ago?
The ghost story? I've read it, but I don't know how much of it is really true.
All of it. Dark magic runs throughout Bellemore Manor. The house was built by the Bellemore brothers, 3 merchants from England, who made their fortune trading across the Caribbean. Xavier Bellemore, an explorer. Yardley Bellemore, an actor. And Cecil Bellemore, a scientist. Their parents dead for many years, they each loved and cared for their young sister, Abigail. Abigail met a young sailor who worked aboard her brother's ships, and in less than a year, he proposed. The engagement was a scandal. Despite having the pick of any eligible bachelor in high society, her hand and her share of the Bellemore fortune was to go to a commoner. Because of their unconditional love for their young sister, the Bellemore brothers sanctioned the union. But people began to wonder if Abigail was being locked into marriage, whether by blackmail or black magic. The 3 proud brothers planned a grand wedding, but in the months leading up to it, one by one, each of the brothers was lost, presumed dead. And yet the wedding was still to go ahead. And with Abigail set to inherit the entire Bellemore fortune once she came of age, people began to wonder whether the sailor was not a perpetrator, but a pawn. On the morning of the wedding, Abigail summoned the sailor to her chambers. "I don't love you," Abigail declared. "I never loved you." And before the guests gathered in the house, Abigail declared that she would marry another on that same evening. John Rackham, first officer of the Bellemore Trading Company, would be her new groom. Except that didn't happen. That night, everyone in the house suddenly and mysteriously vanished. Perhaps it was the last revenge of the scorned sailor. In the house that night was a heart that would be broken, a victim who would be tricked, and a force that would unleash evil. But no one knows exactly who each was. If you want to find the treasure, Murphy, you'll have to find out.
You're telling me that all of that actually happened?
And so much more, Murphy. Mysteries you have yet to uncover.
Dr. Morey's performance was gripping, but it seemed like something out of the vaudeville shows I'd snuck into as a teenager. Grifters peddling magic spells, fortune-telling, and miracle elixirs. At least that's what I tried to tell myself. And the treasure, is that real too?
It is as real as you are, Murphy. And someone went to a lot of trouble hiding it.
Can you help me find it?
I can. If you can prove your dedication to the search, I will need you to retrieve something from inside the house. A small leather pouch called a gree-gree still lies inside Abigail Bellemore's bedroom. We will need it if I am to help you. This will get you inside.
You're not gonna pull a rabbit out of your hat for your next trick, are you?
I do not do tricks, Murphy McCallan. You'll soon learn this. The Bellemore estate lies at the end of the northeastern peninsula of Devil's Rock. Find that gree-gree and bring it back to me.
Oh.
I'll be here when you return. And Murphy, this ghost story? Now it's your story, too.
Dun dun dun. Okay, cool. Is there anywhere else on the boat to go? So let's head over to the manor. Sounds like we can let ourselves in now.
Framed by trees and lit by moonlight, Bellemore Manor stood imposingly in the still night air. Even without any lights on, it felt like something inside the house was calling me, or warning me. Bellemore Manor stood proudly and enigmatically at the center of the estate. Who knew what had gone on inside its walls? A large pond lay in front of the house, slowly being reclaimed by algae, weeds, and who knew what else.
Okay, seems like we can go around the side, but let's just go to the front doors to begin with. Should have the key, right?
I needed the key to open
Yeah,
it.
well, he gave you the key, didn't he? Use a bit
With
of
a
logic.
deep breath, I placed the key into the lock of the house I'd been thinking about for weeks and turned it. Hello? I don't know if I expected a reply, but with only an echo in response, it seemed like nobody was home. I hope that was just the wind. Huge paintings hung on the walls of the hall.
And that's got to be Abigail, right? Oh.
An orb appeared seemingly from nowhere, glowing and shimmering with energy, simultaneously captivating and terrifying. It was like it had a presence, an aura that I couldn't explain. My first instinct was to look for smoke and mirrors, but this illusion was right before my very eyes, one that I could reach out and touch.
I mean, we could follow it, or I could poke around a bit more.
It was a painting of Abigail Bellemore, hauntingly beautiful. The door didn't have a visible lock, but as much as I tried, it wouldn't open.
What about this one?
With neither of the doors appearing to open, I peered through the crack between them. I couldn't tell if I was imagining things, but it looked like shadows dancing. A marble fireplace sat between the two curved staircases. Without a flue, the fireplace seemed entirely decorative, and yet, standing in front of it, I could feel a breeze. Without a flue, It was a family portrait of all 4 Bellemore siblings. The 3 brothers stood around their seated younger sister. Like the other door, this door had no keyhole, yet still seemed to be locked too.
Okay, well, I guess we'll go through the door that the orb went down. I mean, I guess we'll keep following it for now, right? If all the other doors are going to be locked for the time being. I will try these doors as we go by.
Strange. I didn't remember seeing any lights on when I was outside the house.
Ding, 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 ding.
The door was locked. The door was locked.
Alright, we'll try this one then.
Walking into the room, I realized it must have been Abigail's bedroom. I was in the right place. Somewhere in this room was the Gree-Gree, and I needed to find it. It was a grand 4-poster bed with a carving of a single rose on its canopy. The sheets lay flat on the bed, undisturbed for more than 30 years. The Gree-Gree wasn't going to be there. The portraits hung tight to the wall and didn't reveal anything hidden behind them. Above the fireplace hung individual portraits of 3 men. They must have been the bride's 3 brothers. A sturdy iron poker hung from a hook by the fireplace.
Okay, so we can grab that. I can see
I took
something
the
in the
poker from the
fireplace.
hook.
Get out.
I hope that was my imagination.
That's kind of cool. I definitely saw something in the ash pad. Yeah, you can see it there.
It was a marble fireplace covered in dust. A grate opened beneath the stove to the ash pan, designed to allow burned charcoal and ashes to be cleaned out, and something inside it was glinting in the light. I tried to lift the ash pan grate, but decades without use had rusted it in place.
Alright, use the poker as a lever.
I wedged the poker in the grate, and with all my might, pulled. With the grate open, I could see the object that had caught the light. I picked up the object that had been glinting in the fireplace and discovered it was a jeweled brooch. It was an ornate brooch that had tarnished with age. What should have been a sparkling gem was now grimy and dull.
Okay.
It was a beautiful vase waiting for beautiful flowers. It was best to leave the vase where it was. The music box looked exquisite. The deeply varnished wood, grain still visible, was edged delicately with gold. The music box was locked with no visible keyhole, but a distinctive indent on the front looked like it might be the mechanism to open it, if I had the right key.
Well, I think the brooch looks like it could fit there, right?
The brooch fitted snugly into the indentation in the music box. With a small click, the music box opened and revealed the contents it had held untouched for more than 30 years. The small leather bag was just as the witch doctor had described. It was hard to imagine what could be so important about it.
Oh, hello.
You should not be here.
Wait, I can explain.
You don't belong here.
I don't mean any harm.
Get out. Get out.
Whoa.
With good fortune, the pond had broken my fall. It was a strange juxtaposition, wiggling goldfish out of my underwear as I tried to process the fact that I'd just been the victim of an attempted murder by a ghost bride. The stories were true, so that meant the treasure might be real as well. And now I had the Gree-Gree. It was time to return to the Spirit Queen.
Murphy, did you find it?
I saw her. I saw the bride. She tried to kill me.
I told you it was true. Now, do you have the Gree-Gree?
Yes, I found it.
Good. Good. Now, do you believe what I've been telling you?
I'm starting to. Why did she try to kill me?
There are some spirits that, even in death, do not wish to give up what they amassed.
I don't trust
in
this guy.
life. The question is, are you strong enough to persuade them?
I would be if they'd give me a chance to ask them.
Precisely. That will be our next step.
A manuscript for a voodoo spell? A spell to help me find the treasure?
A spell to reveal those who know where it is. There are many things on this island that have gone unseen. Stories that have been left unheard, at least by mortals. But I commune with realms beyond. Let me introduce you to a friend. Out of the shadows, the cursed and the damned, return now, my servants, to do my command.
I have returned to you, Master.
Lower, this gentleman wishes to find the lost treasure of Bellemore Manor. Tell him how this can be done.
Only inhabitants of the house know where the treasure lies, their spirits still within its walls, trapped between life and death. To ask them, those spirits must be pulled back to the mortal realm.
And that is what our spell will do, Murphy. A summoning spell to unveil the ghost trapped within the house.
7 ingredients place inside, tie closed and then unseal. Within the focus what may hide, this spell will soon reveal.
Once you've collected all 7, we can summon the ghosts of Bellemore Manor. Once we've summoned the ghosts, we can ask them exactly where the treasure was hidden. You have served me, Loa. Be gone. That, Murphy, is your goal. Find the 7 ingredients named in the voodoo manuscript, place them in the Gree-Gree, and return to the Spirit Queen. Are you up to the task?
I think so.
Excellent. Then there's just one thing left to do. The Gree-Gree that you carry is not yours. It was stolen from the spirits. And an artifact of voodoo will only work for its rightful owner. To be used, it cannot be stolen. It can only be bought or traded or inherited. Fortunately for you, the spirits and I are willing to make a trade for something symbolic of your spirit. The spirit that yearns to escape its humdrum life. If you want the Gree-Gree to be rightfully yours, what do you have to offer in exchange for it?
Stuffed fish? I don't know, the magazine?
Would the spirits trade the Gree-Gree for this?
I know far more about the house than what is on that fish wrap, Murphy McCallan.
Now, what about his pocket watch?
What about this?
A pocket watch. A symbol of the life that doesn't satisfy you. A symbol of lost time. Dare you give it up?
I think I can do without it.
Then cast it into the spirit pool. The spirits have deemed it a satisfactory trade. The Grigri and its powers are now rightfully yours to wield. You are ready now, Murphy. Head out to the island and retrieve the ingredients we need. Then I will show you the final step of the spell.
How am I going to find what I need?
Everything I've ever needed for my voodoo spells, I've found here. It's as though this island draws the supernatural to it. The bayou, the beach, the town, the manor, all will help you in your search. Tell me, Murphy, have you visited the mill to the north, the fort to the south, the church at the island's heart? The island will lead you to that which you seek. I have no doubt about that.
New locations. Okay, we can ask some questions.
How are the ghosts trapped within Bellemore Manor?
The explosion is what sealed their fate. They exist now only as spirits, the form they should take in the spirit realm, and yet they remain here in the mortal realm. The ghosts are trapped in that house, unseen, unheard, and unable to interact with the world around them. This spell will change that.
How is the bride able to attack me when she's supposedly unseen and unheard?
Voodoo works best when attuned to emotion, and the strongest of those emotions can sometimes push beyond the known limits. She must have been very angry with you.
If I summon the spirits of the house, won't I also summon the bride again?
Very true, Murphy. Best be a little more persuasive this time.
What was the explosion that caused everyone to disappear?
It was a tearing in the very threshold between life and death, a chain reaction of spirit energy suddenly unleashed by the most violent of emotions. Just as the bride's anger allowed her to manifest in front of you this very evening, think of the rage that must have caused an entire household to explode and vanish.
Who is the creature that you talked to?
That is my Loa. The Loa are the mysteries, the invisibles, the messengers.
Is it a ghost?
No, they are the intermediaries between humans and the supernatural. There are two planes of existence, Murphy. The mortal realm and the spirit realm. Loa can move between them both. With my powers, I can command them when they do.
What's this riverboat we're aboard?
This is the Spirit Queen. It used to be a pleasure boat, plying the rivers around the island, a den of drinking and gambling. That's how I came to own the boat. A lucky game of chance. But between you and me, Murphy, it's a lot easier to win when you have spirits to control the roll of the dice.
It sounds like you cheated.
Fate was always gonna bring this boat to me. I just hurried it along.
How did you learn voodoo?
I have always been adept with the mystic arts. Just as you dream of treasure, Murphy, I dream of power. I came to Devil's Rock many years ago, drawn by its voodoo energy, and no sooner than I arrived, the spirit realm began to reveal itself to me, pleading for me to be its master.
Why is this island such a focus of voodoo energy?
I suspect the answer to that question already lies in what you're seeking.
Do you keep an alligator as a pet?
That's right. My dear old Mephistopheles. Blind as a bat, but with the smell of a bloodhound. Good thing he's chained up safely in the boiler room.
No, he isn't. He was out on the jetty when I was trying to get aboard.
Where is he now?
Swimming in the bayou.
Oh dear, not again.
I'm going to go and find the voodoo ingredients.
Hurry back.
Part 1, the summoning spell. Sounds like a bit like Indiana Jones, doesn't it? The theme. All right, let's get out of this bit, and then I'm gonna have a look at that list of items we've got to find. Hang on, let's just get out of here. A little faster, Mr. Murphy. All right, let's have. Where are we? This one? Alright, so this is what we're looking for. Coffin nails. Bone fragment. Okay, both those seem like the cemetery could be a good idea, right? Rum. Silver coin. Gunpowder, probably at the fort, if I had to guess. Black feathers and chalk. So as well as the fort, we've got a church, haven't we? Silver coin maybe at the church. Okay. I mean, we might find stuff around town as well. Like, I think we might be able to get in the newspaper office and stuff now. But I think we'll leave it there for this time. I'll just say thanks very much for watching this first episode of Foolish Mortals. And hopefully you've enjoyed it. I think I'm really enjoying it. I mean, the graphics look pretty cool. I think the voice acting is top-notch. Yeah, I've had a couple of puzzles so far. But looking forward to sort of getting into the manor and, really getting to the meat of the game and the mystery and finding out what actually happened. That sounds like it's going to be pretty cool. If you have enjoyed it, if you could hit that like button, that'd be awesome. Do leave a comment as well. Let me know your thoughts on this early part of the game. It was just the prologue, really, wasn't it? We've just started Chapter 1. But yeah, let me know what you think. And a big thank you, as always, to our channel members as well. It continues to be massively appreciated how you guys are supporting Boring Dad Gaming. And if anyone else is interested in taking a look at those and, gaining early access to episodes, not only in this series, but any other series that I run on the channel as well, a little bit early, ahead of time, that'd be awesome. But thanks very much, and I hope to see you next time. Bye for now.